Have you ever found yourself reflecting on the relationships that shape your life as you grow older? In a world where friendships fade and circumstances change, the most important thing we can cultivate is confidence in ourselves. Today, we're diving deep into the significance of self-reliance, the irreplaceable bond with a partner, and the joy that children bring to our lives while recognizing that they are not everything. As we explore these essential aspects of aging, you'll discover how to strengthen your sense of self, nurture meaningful relationships, and embrace the independence that leads to true happiness. Trust me, you won't want to miss the heartwarming stories and valuable insights we have in store for you. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to foster joy and fulfillment in your golden years, ensuring you're not just surviving, but truly thriving. Now, let's get started. First is confidence in oneself, the key to aging gracefully. As we journey through life, one thing becomes abundantly clear: the only person guaranteed to stick around through thick and thin is, you guessed it, yourself. Sure, we all had that glorious phase in our youth where friends were aplenty, and you could call someone at 3 a.m. for a chat about nothing. But as the years roll on, those companions often dwindle, moving away, growing apart, or simply becoming unreachable. Seriously, is there a class on disappearing friends I missed? This reality can be tough to accept, but here's the silver lining: it's an invitation to build your own inner fortress. After all, relying too heavily on others can sometimes feel like leaning on a rickety fence it might hold, but the risk of a tumble is always there. A wise old proverb sums it up nicely. Rely on a mountain, and the mountain may collapse. Rely on a person, and the person may leave. Mountains, people, fences, nothing's as reliable as your own 2 feet planted firmly on the ground. But let's not get too philosophical without a story to drive it home. Once upon a time, a man visited a temple and was shocked to see Avalokiteshvara, the compassionate bodhisattva, deep in prayer not for others, but for herself. Bewildered, he asked why. The bodhisattva, ever wise, replied, "Even I have my difficulties. If even celestial beings need to bolster themselves, who are we to argue?" This story reminds us that self-reliance isn't selfish, it's necessary. Just like putting on your own oxygen mask first in an airplane emergency, or when your grandchildren decide to test how much you can multitask, looking after your well-being enables you to be a source of strength for others too. Now, let's not mistake self-reliance for stubbornness. It doesn't mean refusing help when it's genuinely needed. Instead, it's about knowing that when life throws its inevitable curveballs, aches, pains, or technology updates, why is everything at smart something these days? You have the inner grit to handle it. Here's a simple way to think about it: self-reliance is like learning to cook your own favorite dish. Sure, it's nice when someone else makes it for you, but there's something incredibly empowering about knowing you can whip up that comforting meal on your own. Plus, you control the salt, and avoid whoever decided raisins belong in everything. Building confidence in oneself is like exercising a muscle. Start small, maybe handle a tricky situation solo, like assembling furniture without calling your niece for backup. Celebrate these victories, however small they seem, and let them remind you of your ability to navigate life's challenges. And remember, aging with grace doesn't mean everything has to be perfect. It means greeting each day, each wrinkle, and each unexpected challenge with a little laughter, a lot of courage, and perhaps a good cup of tea. After all, who needs a mountain when you've got your own inner Everest? If this resonates, comment 1 below and no leaning on that rickety fence, okay? Second is the role of a partner, a lifelong companion. While self-reliance is a cornerstone of graceful aging, life becomes infinitely richer when shared with a partner. A partner isn't just someone who laughs at your terrible jokes, or groans at your dad jokes. They're the person who knows all your quirks and flaws, but chooses to stand by you anyway, sometimes with a knowing smirk and a lot of patience. Let's rewind to the early days of a relationship. Love back then was exhilarating, a whirlwind of passion, butterflies, and possibly a little too much cologne. Remember those times when staying up all night talking didn't leave you needing 2 days of recovery? Ah, youth! Over time, however, love matures into something deeper. It transforms into a partnership rooted in shared experiences, mutual sacrifices, and an unspoken understanding that your snoring isn't going anywhere. As the years pass, the role of a partner becomes even more profound. They are your co-pilot through life's turbulence, helping you navigate health scares, family dramas, and the baffling mystery of why car keys never stay where you put them. In these twilight years, your partner is the one person who truly understands the journey you've taken together. Allow me to share a touching story that beautifully illustrates this bond. A man cared for his wife as she battled Alzheimer's, a cruel disease that slowly took her memories. Determined to comfort her, he taught himself to play the piano. Every morning, he would sit beside her, his fingers gliding over the keys, playing soft melodies that brought her peace. Though she often didn't remember his name, the music connected them in a way words couldn't. This story isn't just about devotion, it's about the transformative power of love. A true partnership goes beyond grand romantic gestures. It's found in the little moments, the cup of tea made just the way you like it, the shared laughter over an inside joke, or the quiet presence during difficult times. As we age, companionship becomes more than emotional support, it's practical, too. Your partner helps with life's day-to-day challenges, whether that's navigating a world dominated by smartphones or simply figuring out how to work the remote control. Seriously, why so many buttons? There's a popular saying: young people live for love, older people live for gratitude. In later years, the focus of a relationship often shifts from passion to appreciation. Gratitude for the years spent together, the memories created, and the resilience built through shared challenges. If you're lucky enough to share your life with a partner, cherish them. Laugh together, support one another, and don't forget to forgive the occasional misplaced sock or stubborn refusal to ask for directions. If this story of devotion and companionship speaks to you, comment 2 below and maybe share a story of your own. After all, love is best celebrated, no matter the wrinkles that come with it. Third is children, a blessing, not a burden. Children truly are one of life's greatest blessings. From the moment they're born, they fill our hearts with joy, pride, and an overwhelming sense of purpose. As parents, we celebrate their first steps, beam with pride at their accomplishments, and maybe even laugh at their antics, like that time they decided the family dog needed a haircut. But as we grow older, it's essential to recognize a truth that can sometimes be difficult to accept. While children are a source of immense happiness, they are not the center of our entire universe. Society often perpetuates the idea that children should take care of their parents in old age, like some kind of unofficial retirement plan. But reality paints a different picture. Children grow up, find their own way, and start families or careers of their own. They're not abandoning us, they're simply living the lives we worked so hard to prepare them for. Expecting too much from our children can unintentionally strain relationships. Picture this: your son calls to check in, and instead of sharing a happy update, you guilt trip him about how you haven't seen him in months. Awkward silence, anyone? Relationships built on obligation rather than love can feel heavy for both parties. British psychologist Sylvia captures this sentiment beautifully. A parent's love for their child is unconditional, without expecting anything in return. This doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy your children's company or let them help you. It simply means that love shouldn't come with strings attached. The greatest gift we can give our children is the freedom to lead their own lives without guilt or undue responsibility. And here's the twist: this is just as beneficial for you as it is for them. By cultivating your own independence and finding joy in hobbies, friendships, and personal pursuits, you ensure your happiness doesn't depend entirely on your children. Instead of waiting for them to fill your days, you fill them yourself with the things that bring you joy. Imagine meeting your children for a family dinner and exciting them with tales of your recent adventures instead of simply asking why they don't visit more often. Remember, independence doesn't mean isolation. It means striking a balance where you can thrive on your own and cherish the time you spend with your children. When reunions are free of guilt or expectations, they're filled with genuine love and happiness. Here's a humorous way to look at it: if life were a movie, your children are important supporting characters, but you're the star of the show. And who doesn't love a star who knows how to steal the spotlight with grace and a little bit of mischief? So, nurture your independence, enjoy your children's company when they're around, and create a life so fulfilling that they're excited to catch up with you. If this perspective resonates, comment 3 below and maybe share your favorite parenting win story while you're at it. Now let's talk about the 3 pillars of fulfillment in old age. As we grow older, life teaches us a few unshakable truths, one of which is the importance of balance. The 3 pillars of fulfillment in old age: self-reliance, partnership, and children serve as the foundation for a happy and meaningful life. Each has its role, and when nurtured properly, they create a life filled with love, independence, and joyful connections. Pillar number 1. Self-reliance. Think of self-reliance as your life safety net. It's what keeps you grounded when circumstances change or people drift away. Cultivating confidence in yourself allows you to weather life's storms with grace. It's about knowing you can handle the small hiccups, like figuring out the latest smartphone update, and the bigger challenges, like navigating health or financial changes. Being self-reliant doesn't mean rejecting help or companionship, it means knowing you'll be okay even if things don't go as planned. Remember, even Avalokiteshvara, the compassionate bodhisattva, prayed for her own strength. If divine beings recognize the importance of self-reliance, surely we mortals can, too. Pillar number 2. Partnership. Your partner becomes your co-pilot in the great adventure of aging. They're the one who remembers how you like your tea, laughs at your predictable jokes, and navigates the ups and downs of life with you. True partnership evolves over time, moving from youthful passion to deep-rooted companionship. A loving partner isn't just someone to share the remote with. They're your emotional anchor, your problem-solving teammate, and sometimes the person who finds your glasses when they're on your head. Stories like the husband who learned piano to comfort his wife with Alzheimer's remind us of the profound power of love and dedication. Pillar number 3. Children. Children are blessing wrapped in occasional chaos. They bring joy, laughter, and a healthy dose of humility. Nothing keeps you grounded like your grown child reminding you you're doing it wrong with technology. As fulfilling as parenting is, it's essential to remember that your children are not your retirement plan. Let them live their lives while you continue to live yours. The healthiest relationships with children are built on mutual respect and independence. A balanced approach allows you to be proud of their achievements without making them feel burdened by your expectations. These 3 pillars are interconnected but distinct. Leaning too heavily on one can lead to an unbalanced emotional landscape. For example, relying solely on your children may lead to feelings of disappointment when they're busy with their lives, just as neglecting your partnership can result in loneliness. Instead, embrace each pillar for what it offers. Self-reliance provides strength, partnership gives companionship, and children bring joy. Together, they create a fulfilling and well-rounded life. So, as you navigate the golden years, think of yourself as the architect of your happiness. Build a sturdy foundation on these 3 pillars, and you'll create a life enriched with love, independence, and meaningful connections. Now take a moment to reflect on today's lessons. What's one key takeaway you're excited to apply in your life? Share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more uplifting content. Thank you for being part of our community. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.